You won't believe how easy it is to create gingham paper in digital scrapbooking. I just love gingham paper. It's not really great with guy teen layouts, but very great for girly layouts. And I have some free ones to share with you for you to download temporarily on the blog, and will always be in the subscriber area. And let me go ahead and make this one invisible. And I have some colors here from a color palette that I'm using to create this kit. And so I'm going to grab that green paper, make this invisible, create a new layer. Now I'm going to grab the rectangular marquee tool, and I have these handy little squares here that indicate that my layer is transparent, and I'm just going to utilize those rather than the grid. You can use the grid, you can do this however you want, you can do it random, but so that my stripes are equally apart, I'm just going to use these squares, and I'm going to go ahead and just make a selection that covers three of the squares, three of the vertical rows of squares. Doesn't really matter how long that selection is. Then I'm going to quickly paint it in using the paint bucket. Hit Control D to deselect. Now I'm going to go back and get my rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to be very careful to get right up to the edge of that box. It looks like I'm not right on the edge of it. Let me try again. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the next three. Looks like I didn't make my box very well. Let me expand it so it covers those three areas correctly. Okay, now I'm going to get my rectangular marquee tool, and then I'm going to go ahead and make a selection. It doesn't matter how long it is. It can be very short, in fact, but I'm going to make sure it goes out beyond the green stripe another 3 rows of squares, and so that's going to be the space between my stripes, which is going to be equal to the same size as my stripes. I'm going to go to the Edit drop down menu, define pattern, and I could name my pattern if I want, but I'm not going to. And then I'm going to hit Control D to deselect. Oh, excuse me, sneezes always come from nowhere. Then I'm going to make that layer invisible. I'm going to create a new adjustment layer using a pattern, and it's going to come up with the pattern I just created. Now I can adjust the size of this until I like it for my gingham paper. I like to have a stripe beginning on this edge and also ending on this edge. I don't like to have this edge a transparent area, and you can actually go in here and let's try 94 for mine. Now see, I have a transparent area on the end, and I don't want that, so I'm going to go back up to 95. And actually, I guess 96 was the right one where I had landed before. So I have 2 full stripes, you can see, on each of the left and the right edge. Now here comes the easy, cool part. Let me go ahead before we do the easy, cool part. Let's create a new layer and put it as a blank white layer below the striped layer, so it's peeking through underneath. Now here's the cool, easy part. I'm going to simply right click on my pattern fill layer and simplify it. Then I'm going to drag it up to the new layer icon to duplicate it. Let's go up to the image drop down menu, rotate, and go down to the second set of rotating options. The first set does the entire layout. This only does the current active layer. And you choose either the 90-degree left or 90-degree right, it doesn't matter. And you're going to see it's now made this cool grid, but it doesn't quite look like gingham paper yet. And so to make it look like gingham paper, we're going to change the blending mode to multiply, and we suddenly have our gingham paper. Now all that is left to do is to add texture. This would be fine just like it is, but there's a variety of ways that you can add texture to a layout. And for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the Control key and click on each of these three layers, both stripes and the white background. And I'm going to merge those layers into one. Then I have here, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. Let's get rid of that. I'll go ahead and bring it up right below this that we made. And what I have here is a crumpled paper template. And if I just change then the blending mode, maybe to linear burn, I now have a gingham paper. But as I said, you'll have to go back to adding texture and all the different ways that you can add texture to make this gingham paper a unique paper, different from others out there. Because you'll see gingham paper on lots of layouts. So you can also make it unique by the number of stripes that you have, how wide or thin the stripes are. You might not want to do them 3 little squares. Maybe you want to do them 2, or maybe you'd like them larger. Maybe you don't want them equal with the space in between. Lots of ideas to make this paper unique of your own. Of course, another idea was to come back with brushes and make it all grungy. And just play with it and make it your own. But as you can see, I'll do it one more time, really fast. You make this paper here, this stripe here, make a selection, edit, define pattern. I'm going to hit Control D to get rid of it. I'm going to create a pattern. Then I'm going to simplify the pattern, duplicate it, rotate it, change the blending mode. Of course, it would help if I had a nice background behind it. And whammo, you have gingham paper that fast. And so just have fun. If you utilize this tutorial, do share with me, and I look forward to seeing what you can do.